Hey guys, what's up? It's your boy McNeil from Louisa Automotive, and today we're going to be talking about the dealer plate. So for people or the new dealers, if you just got your license right now and you still have a personal plate and a personal car and you're about to get a dealer plate and you're trying to figure out, should you keep your regular plate and have a dealer plate, or should you get rid of it and just use your dealer plate? In this video, I'm going to give you an example or story of exactly what happened to me in my situation and what I ultimately decided to do, obviously. And you can decide what's best for you by the end of this video, okay? So hang in there and let's get into it.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
So I think it's a very fair question. Every single time you just get your license, or every single time, I say every new dealer, everybody who just get their license, you will go for that mindset because you already have a car that you drive in, whether you finance it. So everybody's situation is different, and we're gonna just kind of understand your situation and you'll figure out what's best for you. But yeah, you could probably have a car that you lease in right now, you could have a car that you probably finance in right now, or a car that you equally have paid out outright and you don't owe anybody on it. But regardless, you'll be paying insurance for that vehicle, so which means you have a regular blue and white plate, or if you have a truck, you have one of those black and white plates. So it's the same thing, you have a personal plate. So now that you have your license and you're about to get a dealer plate, should you keep both of them? So here's what happened in my situation. I got my dealer license in 2013, and I was driving a 2012 Ram truck that I had before I was a dealer. I bought that truck late 2011, so it was probably like a year and a half-ish, maybe no more than 2-year-old vehicle with maybe 30,000 kilometers on it at the time. Anyway, the point is, it was a new truck. I was paying about $600 a month, $660 a month just for the truck payment, and approximately $300 to $350 a month in insurance. So these numbers are important and will be important later on to see what the savings will be. Now, as the dealership opened up, obviously I need a vehicle, so I had a dealer plate and I still had my personal plate. So now I'm paying insurance on the personal side and I'm paying insurance on the business side. What happened is I used this as my own vehicle to go to the auctions to acquire inventory and all the things you do as a dealer. But eventually, there's more negative things than positive things to have your personal vehicle and not use your inventory. So the first topic I'm going to touch on is how you make your customers feel. Now keep in mind, I have a small dealership and I was selling cheaper inventory. I was selling little $3,000-$4,000 cars. I was selling a lot of cheap stuff, and I was driving a $50,000 truck. So when you pull up on your lot with your big $50,000 truck and your customers, you're trying to sell them $3,000 vehicles, I don't know, it seems the mindset of the customer is like, almost you're too good for those cars, right? Let's just flip it the opposite way. If I'm selling $4,000 or $5,000 cars and I pull up in something very similar, maybe a $6,000, maybe even an $8,000 car, I feel like I'm on the same level with my customers. My customers can relate to you. It's easier to do a transaction, if that makes sense, okay? Obviously, and the same is true, if I was selling more high-end vehicles, I was selling like, really expensive cars, and I pull up in a Lamborghini because I'm selling, similar cars, then it makes sense. The same is true if I'm selling high-end cars. I can't pull up in a fucking $5,000 car. I'm not in the same level of my customers either. They're not going to buy anything from me. Like, what the fuck are you driving? Like, it doesn't feel right. The vibe is not right. So I feel like I was kind of out of touch with the customers, and I kind of had to be on the same level to make that deal happen. So what I ended up doing was I left my truck at home. I left my truck on my driveway, and I start driving the cheaper inventory from my lot. Now, driving the cheaper inventory from my lot means I'm spending all this money on this truck that I'm now only using on the weekends. So now we come to the second part of wasting money. So I find, well, okay, if I sell this truck, I can save that $660-ish a month in car payments. I can save the insurance money that I'm paying. And all you need to do is to tell your insurance company that you no longer have personal insurance. And why that's important is one of the questions that the insurance company asks you when you are getting your dealer insurance is, do you have a personal plate? And the reason why they ask you that question is they want to know if you plan on using your dealer plate for personal use. So your insurance will be just for business if you have a personal plate. But if you no longer have a personal plate, they will put the endorsement on your insurance that your dealer plate is for business and personal use, which means you can use any of the cars in your inventory as your personal inventory, okay? So once I sold my truck, I canceled the insurance payment from TD. I was with TD at the time, and I sold the truck, so I had no more monthly payments. I paid out the loan, and then my insurance on my dealership went up just a little bit, barely noticeable, and now I have personal insurance, business and personal insurance, okay? So now that's a savings factor. Now we're going back to the inventory. Now, if we go back a few seconds, you'll realize I said that I park my truck and I was only using it on the weekends, and that's why it came and I said that it was wasting money because it was just parked. So the second reason why I had to park the vehicles was, one, I already explained that I wanted to be on the same level with my customers. The second part was because I'm not using my inventory at my dealership, because I can't drive like 12 cars, or especially if I'm using only my truck. The vehicles on the lot was starting to have issues, because any vehicle that just sit for a while will give problems. And I still remember I had a 1998 Honda CR-V, and it was parked for a few days. Rain, sun, whatever, it's parked, maybe a couple of weeks. It was parked, and I was not moving the inventory around because, one, I am using my truck, so all the vehicles are just parked there. And a customer came and see the vehicle, and when I tried to pull it out of the parking lot for them to go for a test drive, the back brakes was all seized up, and that shit started to squeal and started making a whole lot of noise and dragging the tire. It just was all locked in place. So the customer immediately didn't even go to do the test drive, like, oh no, I'm good. No matter what I say, no matter, I'm like, yeah, I know it just seized up for a while because it's sitting. I'm gonna put new brakes. If I had to change the caliper, I'll change it. You don't worry, like, he'll be so certified. No matter what sales, what the fuck I say, it didn't matter. He didn't want the car. It already put a bad experience in his mind, and he probably thought he was buying a piece of junk. It just needed brakes, not a big deal at all. So again, this is one of the other reasons why I parked the car, because I realized if you do not have a quote-unquote personal car, what I end up doing is every other day I drive a different car from the lot. So that way I get to let the cars drive instead of let them sit. I get to rotate the vehicles, park them in different spots of the lot. By me driving the cars back and forth from home, I will identify new problems with the vehicles. I can have them fixed before customers see it. And just moving the cars around the lot make your lot look busier. Make parking the cars in a different spot. Make it look like something's happening there. Okay. So I hope this makes sense. I know it was a longer video of blah blah blah, but I kind of had to give it to you in a story form so you could understand where I'm coming from. So the bottom line for all of those who made it to the end here is, I don't think it's necessary to have a dealer plate and a personal plate. There are more savings to be have. There's more savings and there's more benefits to getting rid of the personal plate and using just a dealer plate, in my opinion. So I would say, you know, there's no need to do it. You spend all this money to get a dealer license, you know, you might as well benefit everything from it, okay? Equally, when you keep in mind, if you have a personal car, a hobby car, I'm not trying to tell you to get rid of it. I'm not trying to tell you need to sell it if you just want to use it on the weekend, but you do not need to have a personal plate on it. You could sell this vehicle to your business where it becomes, you know, a business asset now. So which means the insurance that you've been paying is a business expense and not a personal expense. If you're financing it, then now your monthly payments on that vehicle is now a business expense, not a personal expense. So you can still finance a personal car for yourself through your business if you want a very specific car, okay? But I'm just saying there's a lot more benefits to not having or keeping personal insurance, okay? Hopefully this was helpful. If it was, don't forget to subscribe and hit us a like on this video. It does, you know, kind of push it up and let the videos do a lot better. So we do appreciate everybody who hit the thumbs up on that. And keep your thoughts in the description or the comment section below, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.